Hey everybody, welcome. What the heck? Oh, that's the problem. I had the YouTube stream running in another tab, and I heard everything twice. Hi, Ken. Welcome.
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
I've been better.
Well, hopefully you've been worse too. I mean,
well, I did have a toothpick in my toe the other day, so
yeah, there is that. I'm here on shag carpet with. Let's see, I've done U-gears, so I've got toothpicks on the carpet too. So I will keep you informed.
all right on.
Let's see, take a look at chat real quick. Let's see, I told everybody to ignore Jar Jar, pretend you don't see him. Dawn's here. Let's see, Dawn, me, Ken's here. Hi, Ken's in here now. Jody's here, and I guess we'll admit to, hey Stephen Haynes, welcome. I guess we'll admit that Alec is here. So last week I finished up on this part. I painted it today, and then when I went to put it on, turns out it was built correctly for the parts, but the parts are crooked. So when the parts are on here straight, come on, where are we at? There we go. When the parts are on straight to themselves, it doesn't line up with holes. So when I was putting it on earlier, I went to lined it up with the holes, and the back part here did not. So when I was
Gordon's here.
Hey, Gordon, welcome. So when I was twisting it to get it to line up, it popped a little bit, and I've bent it to fix it a little bit, but that's about the best it's going to get. Numberless isn't numberless. Oh. I see what you're saying, Donnie. Don has a number. So first thing we're going to do is remember to put the pin in first. And I'm not going to paint the pin. I'm just going to stick it through here. And then I'm going to start gluing these parts on. And I was playing with these parts. Well, before I do that. So last week, I built the yoke, parts of the yoke. It starts already? Yes, it does. It always starts. I built the yoke, and I built two identical pieces, which didn't work because they've got to be opposite. I had built, I think it was two of these. And so when I went and put it on, I was like, okay, that one's good. And then I put it on, putting the same piece on the top, and I was like, not that way. I was like, that's not going to work. So I ended up heating it with the heat gun because it's yellow glue that melts. Heated it with the heat gun and then got it put together right. So I have to watch myself a little bit on these things. So we'll set the yoke off to the side. We're going to do a little bit of work with that once this is glued down. I'm not going to glue this down because once it's in place, it's going to be captive. The little pin here, and everything hinges on that pin. It is now unbroken, and it's now unborked. I was able to heat it and get it to separate without breaking anything. Ah, see how Donnie is? You decided to wait until he got here to take your number. But that's okay, Don, because you're more than just a number. Unaligned. Quiet.
I guess. Sorry.
It's okay. If you're not, dude, if you're not feeling it, you don't have to produce. I appreciate it, but if you're not feeling it, if you're in bad, well, I don't think you're in a bad mood. I don't think I've ever seen you really in a bad mood. But if you're not feeling good, I've got this. I just appreciate it when you appreciate
I'm
when
here.
you do.
I'll stick it out. I just those who know my situation, I've just been dealing with some really bad depression over the past few days. So
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, hopefully it helps when I say I appreciate you, and I think Donnie does,
it's
and
nice.
Dawn. I think looking in the chat, everybody who's in the chat, I can say confidently, we all appreciate you, Ken.
Well, thank you. I didn't even get out a Terminator Tuesday video today,
Oh no.
so I was feeling that low. So
Well, speaking of which, I finally got the Constitution done as far as I can. Now I have to wait until the next shipment to do anything more on it. And I'm waiting to hear back from Agora because my gut says that I will not be doing the Orca.
no,
I'd like to, but I don't think I'm going to get the Orca.
yeah,
But that's okay. I pretty much said, well, I'm interested in these ones as well. Can we do anything with those? See, and look at that. Donnie says, we all appreciate you, Ken. Don says, hope you feel better, Ken. We're here for you, bud. Stephen Hames says that hopefully you get better. And Jody, being ever the pragmatist, says you can do Terminator Thursday.
What I'll probably do this week is I'll record several episodes and just set them to release on the next several Tuesdays.
Yeah, I sometimes do that too. And then Todd's like, how do we know if you're dead?
Yeah. Jordan will let you know because I won't be there for the our buddy build meetup on Thursday night.
And I know you. I saw you on Keith's stream. Very cool, Keith. That you're going to start doing the Legos, branching out a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of in line with the same thing I'm doing, because I've been doing a lot of the book nooks and stuff here lately. I've been lazy and doing book nooks and things like that. And so I think I'm going to start doing videos on them because they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they can be, well, let's see, where is it? It's across the room, isn't it? It is. They can be pretty intense and complicated. Like this one. The gift shop, the dream gift shop that I got from Howard. This is
that
about,
one looks amazing.
Oh, it is. And this is about 8, maybe 9 hours of work so far. I never believe what the instructions tell me about how long it's going to take. The instructions say, I think it was 6 to 8 hours. I'm like, right? No.
I mean, kind of thinking like I did a out of the box review of a 172nd armored what is it, Bradley? I was thinking of just doing a non-voice, just music only kind of build of it, just to see how it goes. Trying to do it all in one video, like you see a lot of other people do.
So like a time lapse and just build a
Yeah,
ton
like,
of stuff.
just where you only see like maybe cutting out of a couple road wheels here and there, and maybe a little bit of text on screen if there was any problems or anything like that, or if I'm using certain colors to paint. I was just thinking doing something like that, maybe generate some more interest in the field I'm more comfortable with.
That would be cool. I have to, and that's the thing. I've never done a tank. Well, I've done a tank, but I mean, you and I did that
Marker
build.
challenge.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the first tank I ever did.
Yeah.
It's not a book nook, Donnie says. It's the first tank I ever finished it. The first tank I ever worked on, I got rid of. But I have a couple, and I contemplate every now and then doing a tank, but I tend to try and have my builds clean.
Nothing saying you can't do a clean tank.
Yeah, it just came off the floor.
Yep.
Actually, what I should do, because I have the I don't remember if it's the Volkswagen Bug or if it's the thing that I have that would work perfect with a Panzer, because it's German. It's German. It is a desert camo, is what it's designed for.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie's built 1 1/3 tanks.
Well, the
But
thing
yeah,
is, you could build yourself a tank, not weather it, and then maybe
yeah.
3 years down the road, you think, I'm going to try weathering. Let's pull out that tank that I got sitting up there on the shelf, and let's try and add a little dust to it, or let's add some mud to it, or let's add a couple little, scratches on the paint or something.
Let's hand it to Marley and tell him take it out and play with it.
Yeah. Let's throw a firecracker in there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's the thing too. That's something I've been contemplating for a while too. Is that everybody knows I have very few models in the stash.
Well, and older Tamiya tanks are good to do because a lot of times they have rubber band tracks.
Oh.
As bad as they sound, you're not putting tracks together.
There's that.
And actually, rubber band tracks, as I think I've shown on streams before, can actually paint up nice.
Well, and to be honest, I don't mind putting tracks together if they're decent tracks.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I was building before, the T-20 Russian T-26, I started working on the tracks and I was like, there is no way these things are going to go together, because it had this little bitty pin and it put no. So I bought the I think it was Fruhl tracks.
Yep, I've done a number of sets of Fruhl tracks. They turn out pretty good usually.
Oh, they were awesome.
Yep.
But they took forever because it was one of these things. What was it? You had pins that you had to cut,
mm-hmm.
and like 4 pieces for each track.
Staples work better. Get yourself just like you put on your normal paper stapler,
mm-hmm.
and then they're still glued together on a long strip. Take a pair of pliers and bend one half down so it's it's just like a big L shape.
Yeah.
And just peel one off at a time and shove it right in there. You're good to go.
And Don stepped away for a moment. He must have, because he asked if the bolt was here. This one right here. Yes, Don. I made sure to put that in there. But no, I enjoyed them a lot, and having the wire a little bit longer was perfect. And where is it? This here was my best friend, because once you put the wire through, you had to, some of them I had to drill a hole because the hole wasn't completely there. But once I put the wire in, I'd put that dot of super glue in there, and it was going together so well. And then things happened and I got rid of it.
That's okay, Jody. I wasn't sure what you meant too by the on thing, but I just ignored that part.
Huh?
Because Jody said, I enjoy videos like that on Ken. Sometimes it's nice to watch and relax. He's like, I'm not sure where that on came from. Stupid fat fingers.
Oh, sometimes I watch videos on Ken too.
Awkward.
So, it's okay. Okay, so the next thing to do here is put the yoke on. It's going to go on here like this, and you put the long piece here. The flat is going to be on towards the bottom. And I'm not going to put a ton of glue on here because I want to be able to flex it a little bit, because eventually I have to cut the brace back here. Don's, that's what this is for. And Don said he didn't cut his until he actually mounted it on the wagon. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but I am going to take, I'm going to take these one at a time. Take this one back out because I'm going to stay. I'm going to make sure that it's straight to itself using the 1 through 3 blocks. Donnie says, oh, you're joking about the number of kits you have. I was really worried that your memory finally failed completely. Memory? What is memory? And this one, I keep looking at this one, and I am itching to get this one.
And it was the weird thing, too, as soon as you showed that kit off, it seemed like the next Friday, Lou started building his.
Maybe Lou's watching us.
He might be.
Well, that kit has only been out for a month, maybe a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie's like, wait, Buck's playing with his wood and talking about watching videos on Ken. Now I'm really worried. Don't worry, Donnie.
I do have to say, though, I did watch the Lou mentions that there's a documentary on C-Lab 3, and I actually watched that.
Yeah, I think I put it in my YouTube feed. I do want to watch it because I just, when I first saw the kit, I was like, that is just a cool looking kit.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, a sad ending, but I mean, so.
Yeah.
But it was having the same problems originally that C-Lab 2 had, where when it first goes in the water, it started leaking. So you just got to find out where your leaks are and fix them, really.
Wait a minute, what's wrong with a submersible having leaks?
Well, and that's the thing. As long as it's still connected to the airlines and stuff like that, or it still has air or whatever, it can, as long as it keeps air pressure high enough, water won't go in. It'll just force air out.
Yeah.
But you still need to plug those leaks at some point.
I'm not going to glue this one yet. It's like, I don't remember what it was that I saw it on. But it's like the old style diving belt, the diving helmet. When they go down far enough with those things, what happens if the pump stops is really, really ugly.
Yeah. Actually, it was interesting, though, in the documentary, they talk about like brand new diving suits for the time that they were using for C-Lab.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of which, what was I don't remember what I was watching, but they were talking about scuba gear. It was like Ancient Aliens or something like that, and they were talking about guys diving with the scuba gear. Or no, it was Mr. Ballin, guys cave diving, He was talking about cave diving and with the scuba gear in like 1947, and I'm like, there was no such thing as scuba gear in 1947.
No.
Jacques Cousteau didn't invent that until the 60s. Okay, Don says, not entirely true. I made the piece once the yolks dried. That's when he sized it. Yeah, and that is probably the best way. They tell you to glue the yolk on before, which would be great if they provided you a yolk. They don't. So I'm going to let this sit here. I played a little bit tonight already with the rest of the front axle, and maybe I will clean up a little bit on the axle itself, but I don't know if I feel up to it tonight because it's a royal pain in the behind. Because you're taking, well, let's see, you've got the yoke, 2 springs, axle, 2 cross members, and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 U-bolts or the squared off ones like this that you're trying to get together all at the same time.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm up to that. So instead we're going to do something that's a little bit easier and work on the spokes.
Donnie says, what about Shaggy's gear? Wait, you said scuba.
Yeah, not Scooby. No, Scooby and Shaggy had gear back in the 60s. Maybe 50. Nah. Actually, I don't think Scooby and Shaggy showed up on the scene until the 70s. And nobody knew where Scooby was. That's why they were always singing about, where are you? Yeah, it is fun. But it's one of these things of once I've looked at it and once I have a solid piece, that's the other thing. The yoke also has to be solid because then I can start working these. I looked at these. These have got to be hand-shaped. What do you call a wet sandwich? I don't know. But I looked at these, and these have got to be hand-shaped, which throw them around. It's fortunate a scuba snack. It's fortunate these are made of white metal and it is very flexible because these springs also, you would think 2 of the exact same part would be exactly the same. And actually they are pretty close now. I've bent them a little bit. Why would we make a song for Jordan based off of the Scooby-Doo theme?
Probably because he's thinking the where are you part.
But we don't call him Scooby. We might get him some Scooby snacks, actually. This is what I started with. I am all over the place tonight. I don't know if you've noticed.
A little bit.
Wanted to sand off the rough parts on here. Scooby-Doo came out in '69. That's a happy number.
So, and yet still technically in the 60s.
Yep. Wow. That one's good. That one's good. This one is really, really bad.
Ooh, doesn't look like it goes on there at all.
Well, it needs cleaned up. You can see a little bit of, maybe the camera's not picking it up, but I can feel it right here. There's a little bit of metallic flash on there. And I think, because I'm looking at these are pretty shiny. I think I had to do the same thing on those. Donnie says 69 was a good year. No, Donnie, it was not a good year because at that point in time there was no Star Trek on TV at all. 68 was an okay year. It is a mold line. The spaceship Atlas A1 is coming from. Hey, great! Great, Jar Jar. You finally got a hold of somebody from the home planet? Scuba gear was around with Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yes, indeed it was.
But it was also science fiction.
Yes. That is so cool. That little bit of work.
There you go.
I don't know if you can see how well that spins. It does have a little bit still out on the edge. Because these, I don't know if I'm going to let the wheels turn or not, but they do need to
at least go on all the way.
Yes. And I like what they do. It's kind of interesting what the way the wheels go on. And they're going to shift a little bit. You super glue on that point there. One of the large, or two of the large nuts, two of the large rubber nuts. Sure, it spins. Howard says, "Hey, you shut your soup flappers, Ken. Don't break into my fantasy world." You know, that would be a really neat ship to build. The Nautilus.
Oh yeah, there's been a number of kits over the years. I think mostly though, like garage kits from what I've seen. And there's got to have been some plastic kits, I'm sure, at some point too.
Well, the one that I would love to build is the one from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay, yeah.
That and the car with the 4 front wheels that turn.
Yeah. The famous Disney one would be copyright. I think they've all been garage kits for that one, I think.
Yeah. Well, what I really should do is, if I want to build something like that, is I should get out my Seaview. From 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I do believe I have both the 4 and the 8 window versions.
No, Nautilus was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah. Still a little bit out here on the very edge.
Howard says, I know Don is printing Firefly.
That would be a cool one too.
Yeah, I think it was the Firefly. They had such a good set that was like so detailed that you could do pretty much the entire, like you've seen the entire inside of the whole ship.
No, there's one part you never got to see. You never got to see Baldwin Spunk. I forget his character name.
Yeah, you did.
Did you?
Yeah, the one time there was where early the bounty hunter comes on board, and there's all that noise, and you think he pulls down his blanket that's on the wall, and he's got all of his guns there, so you think he's going to go get involved in the fight, and then he instead throws a blanket over himself and kind of goes back to sleep.
I didn't see that. I actually never saw that show until well after it was canceled.
Yeah.
And I heard that the reason that it didn't get rave reviews, which it would have if they hadn't done this to it, was because they showed the episodes out of order, so they didn't make any sense.
Yeah. That was one thing that did for a number of the episodes.
Let's see. Donnie says Nemo's car. And of course, he didn't. How am I? Trying to figure out how I'm going to. There we go. That's right. He's an admin. He can link it. Well, that's not bad, but it's back ordered. Oh. $31. Let's see. Release date 2005. Back ordered. So it's not available.
If it's backwards, like the four wheels at the back instead of the front, that sounds more like the Red Skull's vehicle.
No, it says it's back ordered.
Oh, back ordered.
Yeah, and it's been out since 2005, which if it's back ordered, probably means it's been temporarily out of stock for like 15 years.
Oh yeah, Hobby Link Japan, yeah.
Yeah. But
they do that with all their stuff.
Yep. That would be a really cool car to get.
Yeah.
Of course, the funny thing is, they expected that, they designed that to be a franchise.
Yep, but it did not do well, unfortunately.
Nope. So Howard started early on his Halloween build, making way for the lights. Lights suck. No, lights don't suck. So we have a few people in the chat from HTM. Are we doing an actual formal Halloween build?
That's a very good question.
Because I want to say, was it last year I did a Halloween group build and nobody else did?
No, I did my skeleton last year.
Oh, okay.
Or that prisoner or whatever.
Yeah. Because I have lots of kits I can do as Halloween builds. Of course, on the other hand, I'm well on the way to finishing my first one because the VW is most of the way done. Matter of fact, he's right behind me. And I have not yet put the lights in. But I have to say, wait a minute.
Trent's here in spirit only, guys. He's been sick as a dog.
Hey, Trent.
Hope you're feeling better soon.
I'm sitting here looking at the screen going, why isn't my stuff showing up? I'm on YouTube. But see the taillights?
Yeah.
Those are clear parts that I glued on.
Looks like you got some orange peel on there.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Well, I mean, it can be sanded out.
Yeah. Yeah, it does a little bit, but you got to remember, it's Christine. Maybe she's in the process of coming back.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
But I'm going to drill out behind it and put a couple of SMDs behind there. I'm still not sure what color.
So that wouldn't actually be Christine. Christine's the other car that you built. This would be like Christy or something.
You mean this car here?
Yep.
This is Christine's little sister or daughter, something. I don't know.
Yeah, Christy.
No, Actually, we're gonna go Three's Company. This is Janet instead of Christine.
Oh, there you go.
Wax on, wax off. Maybe. Donnie says he'd love to do a Halloween build, but he has too much to do right now. That's the best time. That's also why I started that kit in May.
Donnie says Christine and Christina.
Yeah. Nope, doesn't fit. It's this one. Neither of them fit. Just a little bit bigger. Howard just posted something in Discord. Let's find out what it is. Oh, he posted to me. High detail resin. Oh, nice. Ooh. Ooh. It looks really nice. I ain't got that kind of cash. $192.
Yikes. Donnie says he has lots of zombies to paint.
Well, that works.
So you call that a Halloween build? Just paint one of your zombies.
Somebody talked you into a Woody stream. Ken, did you do that?
Talk who into a Woody stream?
Donnie. Did you talk Donnie into doing a Wood stream?
I did not.
Huh. I wonder who it was. I know nothing. So what I'm doing right now, and it's hard on these bits, but that's okay, is I'm reaming it out by going sideways. Howard said, yeah, I wonder. I think it was Howard that talked him into it. Nice.
All this talk about wondering makes me now I'm thinking of the song The Book of Love.
I wonder who who wrote the book of love. That one?
That one.
Let's blame the alien. We can do that. I think he took it serious that I said when I said for everybody to ignore him.
Donnie says, no, Howard just supplied the wood kits.
Yes. Good night, Don.
Take care, Don.
That's an early night. Okay. Yes, we're going to blame you. He raised his head. So now we can blame him.
He raised his head just enough up just enough that we take a shot at him.
Exactly. It's just like back in Vietnam War, and I think probably in Korea and probably World War II before that. I used to smoke, and the smoker's superstition: never light 3 cigarettes on a single match.
Mm-hmm.
You know why, don't you?
Because the light's there so long.
It's snipers.
Yeah. My grandfather got shot by a sniper while smoking a cigarette.
Ouch!
The
Was
bullet
he okay?
just grazed the bridge of his nose.
Lucky.
And after that, he never smoked another cigarette in his life.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. He was a lorry driver, so he drove like trucks.
Yeah.
For the Canadian military. So just like the British, they called them lorries as well. And he was sitting in the cab of his truck at night, and literally he was having a smoke, and the sniper just kind of aimed where he thought, my grandfather's head was, due to where the cigarette, the cherry on the cigarette was, and took the shot, and grazed his nose, and after that he never smoked again.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, back when I first heard that, I never had to have it explained, but I've explained it to a number of people over the years. The first cigarette is where the sniper sees you. The second cigarette is where he takes aim. And the third cigarette is the guy who's the most unlucky. So if you're going to light 3 cigarettes on a single match, light the guy who you don't like last.
Yeah.
Let's see. Donnie says, because everything is your fault, Alienic. Howard says it's always the alien who mind controls people. Don says, I'm just kidding. I was leaving due to the bad singing.
Okay.
Howard says, wait till Friday. We have a special event if Don shows up. He says, my ears were hurting, wondering why the dogs didn't start howling. You know why? Uh-oh. I don't know. We want the answer. Why Chinese can't have Caucasian kid. Donnie says he still has a number. What? Jody says, what number is it? One less than yours, Jody. Piss off, other Don. YouTube hates me. I am convinced. And several more Dons. Okay, Howard, go ahead. Get me banned. Okay, that one should be good. I don't know if you noticed earlier when I put the glue on here, I put glue on there and I took most of it back off. Exactly, because 2 wrongs can't make a right. Hang on. That deserves a, where is it? Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. You are welcome, Howard. That face palm from Donnie. Jody says that's not that bad. And Don says, you're going to hell, Howard. Yeah, but he did promise to save us a seat at the bar, Don. Okay. Let me turn this around so I can actually see the side that I'm working on. Too far with this one. And Howard says, "What do you got talking about, Don? I've been here. I've been waiting for you guys to show up for years."
And the only one decent enough to show up was Jody.
Jody showed up in hell.
Well, I met with Howard.
Ah, there is that. Wait a minute. No. I've been to Michigan. I've been to Alpena, Michigan. And there was a sign in the airport. There was two signs there because of the guard base. One sign said shooting location of Die Hard 2, and I was thinking the battery commercial. No, that's where they shot Die Hard 2. The airport scenes was Alpena, Michigan.
Okay.
And the other thing about Alpena, Michigan, that particular base, is that it's not the end of the world, but you can see it from there. Yes, I'm putting a wishbone back together. I didn't get my wish, Donnie, so I have to put that wishbone back together and try again. Don says the bar in hell would serve non-alcoholic drinks. What fun is that? There's that. It's not supposed to be fun, Don. It's supposed to be hell. And hell is for children. Loved that song in the 80s. So first thing I'm going to do is take the char off of these, and the big line there where they come out of the board.
The sprue connection point.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, Donnie's bringing the alcohol. Good on you, Donnie. Appreciate it.
You're gonna need a lot. It is for all eternity.
Yep. And Ian's going to be there.
That'll be his hill because you want to actually be able to get drunk.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that they're going to lock the restroom.
Pay toilets.
Yeah. Ryanair did that on their planes. In Europe, Ryanair did pay toilets in the airplane.
That's ridiculous.
It's genius. Because people are not going to pee in the aisle. And it wasn't expensive. It was like €1 or something like that. Donnie says, if I'm going to hell, I won't need it to save money for anything else. Now that's a captive audience. Let's see. What would be a good one? What of Ian's videos is just really obnoxious? It's the first 10 minutes of his video, of any video, where he says dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube and all this, that, and the other thing. First 10 minutes on loop in the bar, and you can't turn it down or off. That's hell. So like I said, I'm doing the char here, and then I'm going to take the somewhere around here I have the flexi file. There it is. All I got to do is look. I'll take the flexi file and round off the edges.
All right, Donnie, you have yourself a great night.
Have a great evening, Donnie. Don't work too hard tomorrow. Just remember, all that's going to happen is later on they're going to decide that the management needs their bonuses and you're going to be put back on 10-hour shifts.
Okay, and in 10 minutes here, we'll start the Nissan trivia here for $10,000.
Yes. Oh, isn't that nice? Donnie's given Don his number. Don says, no, work hard. Make my Social Security.
And Donnie says, that's just wrong, Ken. You take care, Donnie.
See you tomorrow night, Donnie. Where we will both continue working on the rocket until you finish yours, and then we all start on the on a tram.
And when you start talking about rocket, it makes me think of a song by Def Leppard.
Pyromania comes to mind, but that's not it, I'm sure. What song?
Rocket?
I don't know that song, I guess.
Oh.
What came to mind when you said that the song came to mind, immediately my mind went to Elton John. Rocket Man, gonna make Don leave. Ooh. I have a FedEx delivery that has been picked up. I'm curious what it is. My phone is thinking, Sam's Club. Okay, I do know that.
That's that song.
Yeah. Rocket. Okay, when you said
Rocket. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking rocket as in a single word.
But the song does use the single word of rocket.
That's another one that I need to build sometime in the near future. I have the Dragon models, 1/72nd. Rocket! Saturn V. So
that's a good question, Howard. When am I going to build my Viking ship? On one of the stream nights, that's for sure.
Hey, there's a wood stream tomorrow. You could build it then if you're up to it.
I could.
If you're feeling it.
I was also originally going to do my own stream times as well at one point, but I don't know now. I was going to do that Apocalypse tank from Donnie, but instead I just, because I kept putting off doing my own stream. I just I'll do it on, the Friday/Sunday streams.
Well, you can. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to find time.
I was going to do Saturday afternoons.
That would work. I would watch.
Then you would also get European people.
Yep. It's like, I keep thinking, because he hasn't done it in probably 2 years now. White Glove Models, Kalen, used to do Coffee with Kalen. I think it was on Fridays or on Mondays. I forget what day. But it was at noon my time, 10 o'clock his time.
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've also thought of doing it just, picking a weekday and doing it during a weekday afternoon for me, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon my time, which is like UK time would be like 7 p.m.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is that doing a random live stream, lots of people suddenly show up because not a whole lot of people are live streaming during the day.
Yeah.
And Howard says, man, Saturday I'll be cutting into my cartoon hour. And Don says, add it to our list. Absolutely. Add it to the list. It's like what I keep thinking about doing is random when they get released. They just go into my regular lineup, and most of my lineup right now is Partworks, but that's changing. But doing not reviews because you can't review a kit you haven't built.
Well, you can give your like I did for my the Bradley there. I just kind of gave my opinion on how the sprues looked, that sort of thing.
I keep thinking about doing that, but I'm on the. It's one of these things of I just need to do it because a lot of times I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I could do that, and then I think about it and I'm like, it's going to be a lot of
Yeah, well, that's why you got to do the editing.
Don't say that word. That's a bad word.
You see, I don't mind editing, really.
Actually,
to be honest,
I am not going to do a whole lot of editing, but I'm changing the way I'm going to do my videos. Because a lot of times, I don't know what's going on with my computer here lately. I think it's that I keep bumping the keyboard and something hits the right key and my keyboard shuts the camera off. And so I'm thinking what I'm going to start doing is instead of pausing the camera, I'm going to just stop it outright.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sometimes I just record right through and say, okay, I'm going to go do this and I'll be right back. And then I'm watching my footage as I'm editing it. And there's me like moving stuff around on the desk. And, at that point, having a fart or cough or, sneeze or something, blow my nose.
Oh, no. Those you leave in. Bodily functions get a lot of hits. Oh, wait. No, they don't.
No, those go at the end where I've been starting to put little bloopers at the end of my videos. Well, at least the buddy builds I have been.
Howard wants to see something wild.
Like a moose, like a non-house moose, that type of wild.
House moose. Or the what is it that I bought? The blimp I bought from Wonderfest.
Well, Howard, I do have that short video of me going over my stash. You could always look and see what I've got.
I've actually made my stash not look quite as big as it is because I've moved it around. Uh-oh. Howard sent me something.
You lucky man, you.
Airwolf. No. That is kind of cool. Let me move this over here. Make it big. You make it big, you can't switch. So Howard's dropped a clip on me. No, that's not what I'm looking for. There it is. Share screen. Share screen. The one that he was doing for a while. Yeah. He was doing that on.
I saw him
this
doing
one.
that.
Actually, he said to show the static. So the static is the same. But there we go. That's pretty cool. And if there's 3 more I did not look at yet. Wow. Okay. Randomness from Howard. Let's see. He says, no, I want Buck to show something, the power of AI. I was playing with Grok today. Oh, I'm still doing Kitty Wolf, just what I wanted to hear about. Kitty Wolf Free Zone. That's AI. So are you saying that the fact that the rotor was spinning was AI?
I thought that would have just been like using his air compressor.
Oh, no, he said that it made the chopper spin. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me clean up this mess real quick. I'm muting for a minute. Okay. Now pick this up. It is relatively solid for now. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to let it cure overnight before I do anything with it, which means I'm going to let it cure for a week.
Yes.
And where are they? Where are they? I need stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm looking for wet wipes. I don't need wet wipes. What I need is a brush. I bought a brush specifically to dust models. Oh, look. There's
One of
another
the big,
one.
well, just the big anti-static ones from like Tamiya.
Yep. It's got a big fuzzy head on it, and I'm not sure where it is right now. I've lost my big fuzzy head brush. That just sounds wrong.
Stephen Haynes is going to bed. He says, night, guys. See you tomorrow. You have a good night there, Stephen.
Yes. Have a good evening, Stephen. Glad to have made you go to sleep. I don't see it. I know it's around here somewhere.
See, I got to still get together with Todd and sort out my camera issues too, because my color is way out on my camera.
I noticed it's kind of funny. This camera, the color on StreamYard versus the color on OBS is off.
Yeah. Like my Terminator looks like it's more of a, I don't know, like it's got a bronzy tinge or something to it. Like the color does not look the same as it does to me, to my eye. And then everything I record too, like, or even on streams, like Friday night stream or Saturday stream, or sorry, Sunday stream or whatever, like it just looks completely different to me, what's in front of me, as compared to what, you see on camera.
I honestly like the color that your Terminator is showing on the videos. I wish mine was actually that color.
Yeah, but mine's not even that color. That's the thing.
Yeah. I've got to clean this room up because I can't find anything anymore. It took me 15 minutes to find the OmniFixo today.
I keep mine on top of my power supply, which is right next beside my soldering station.
Well, the problem was I had put everything down inside of it. And so when I was looking for it, it had something sitting on top of it and I couldn't find it.
Howard says it looks like you're in incandescent light. Yeah, all my lights are LEDs.
Same here. Actually, no, I got an LED in the center. I want to say these are CFLs on the left and right.
See, I think it's just something's gone wrong with my camera settings is all. So, and I only have the one camera, so.
I think it's the alien is influencing your camera. Actually, it was over there. Oh, okay. You were right. Howard says it's crazy. Did a picture of him and his girlfriend, made it animated, and it made us animated and looked real.
Has she come to visit you at all, Howard?
I think first time that she's coming is actually January.
Okay, cool.
And of course, old habits die hard. Instead of vacuuming, I blew the dust all over the room. You know, those Omnis get great use. I wonder how they ever did chit without it.
Yeah, I had one of those helping hands, and yeah, wasn't easy.
Of course, you blame me. I'm not an alien, Buck. Also, careful, Buck. You warned Jordan about organizing his room. I don't think I said anything about Alec. Did I say anything about Alec?
Not recently.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself, and then I'm going to go get some water. So I'll be right back.
I will be right here. Everybody hide when he comes back. We would do that to Ken. So I'm not positive how far Don went on his. I know what I'm going to do on mine. A little bit more here on the end. End the stream. That wouldn't be a nice thing to do, Dawn. So this is what it starts out looking like. Hang on, let me see something. A little bit better contrast there. This is what it starts out looking like, completely square and blocky. I know that, Don. And this is how the rounding I'm doing. I like the way that looks. I also know that there are other models that they have a dowel that they put in there instead. Where is it? Where is it? Where's my template? Somebody say it's over there because I already found it. It's been so long since I worked with this, I don't even know which end goes up. do know that X is supposed to be on the top. Who said I was nice? I'm old, so I do what I want. Yeah, exactly. I do what I want. I say what I want. I do what I do. Actually, will that fit? That will not fit. That right there is a little bit of the problem with the plexifile. I got a little bit further in the middle than I wanted to. So I kind of need to work on the end. I'm getting sawdust all over the wagon. That's awesome. Looks like a twister spinner. Yes, it does. Kind of curious. Would have been better to do this after building the wheels. This is how I've decided to do it. So if it's wrong, sue me or don't.
But what would I be suing you for? Like just mental distress
Yes.
of having to watch you do it incorrectly?
Yes, exactly.
Well, yelling at my screen the entire time. No, you're doing it wrong, you fool. You foolish fool.
I've done that. I have yelled at somebody when they were doing something wrong. I yelled at them in the chat, yelled at the screen. He kept on doing it anyway.
Don't go in the basement with a stub of a candle and a baseball bat after your other 4 friends went down there and have never been seen since.
Depends on who it is. Go ahead, Alec. Go in the basement. I'm joking, Alec. Don't go in the basement.
That's where he lives, in the basement.
Oh, there is
I'm
that.
not being mean. He lives in the basement.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He lives in the basement. Wait a minute. Maybe he's why you don't go in the basement.
Is he the people under the stairs?
He might be.
Actually, the people under the stairs weren't really technically the bad guys.
Yeah.
They were just victims.
Well, it's like I used to, years and years ago, I knew a guy that he would talk about jokingly the monster behind support being the tool crib. And so Andrea and I still jokingly talk about the monster behind the crib, behind support. And we also, Mosquito, it's too late in the year for you. We also still talk about him because the way he would talk sometimes, his nickname, at least for us, became the Reverend Dr. Jim Keene.
Don says, wait, you're jumping ahead, skipping steps, are we?
I'm doing something I can do while this stuff is drying. Otherwise, we all sit there and we stare at the wagon going, wow, glue's drying. And it's not like I'm trying to put the what is it, the bowsprit on before I finish the hull. Before I finish the ribs. Nobody would do that.
So Howard says, Don and Buck, I have a question about this build. Did you guys paint the inside of your jail wagons?
Yes.
Yeah, and Don answered him as well.
Yes. I paint. There are certain parts that I painted. Some spots I left unpainted on purpose. And you'd know that if you watched the videos or the streams back. Yeah, because it happened on the stream. I'm hurt now, Howard. I'm gonna go in the corner and cry. Oh wow, my headset's wearing out.
Oh,
I just charged this headset yesterday. Haven't used this is the first time I've used it, and an hour and a half in, or hour and 15 minutes in, and the headset is like, "Oh, battery's running low, Dad." Might be time to buy a new headset.
And Howard's asking if you both painted it black.
I see a jail wagon and I want to paint it black. I did actually. Black like my soul. Of course, Howard has this kit, so he's just deciding how he's gonna do his. Is Howard taking up the Alec method of modeling? I hope not.
Watch someone else do it and then follow in their footsteps.
Oh no, not just follow in their footsteps. Ask them incessantly every question you can come up with about how they did it that way. And then say, well, what if I do this? Go ahead. I believe that would be your prerogative.
Yeah, he's asking black interior.
Yep. Are you guys going to put a screen grab photo of me in the back part? Can't. It's closed up. Although I did decide that if there is a sewer grate on the Istanbul diorama.
Is it Istanbul or is it Constantinople?
It's Istanbul right now.
Okay.
But if there's a sewer grate on there, it will be under there. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, on the Lisbon tram dio, there's a sewer grate, and Tim Curry's version of it is under the sewer grate.
Nice.
Howard's doing something else on his interior. He's going to paint it chartreuse. Either that, or he's putting aliens inside there. Cowboys and aliens. I so wanted to hate that movie, but it was kind of good.
It was.
But just from the name, you want to hate it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the long walk the other day.
Oh, I want to see that.
So actually, it was filmed right around my area here, in my city and just outside my city.
And it's kind of funny because I saw that Stephen King, apparently it's not doing well. It's not doing well because, I guess people aren't watching it. There's politics involved. But it was kind of funny because I saw a thing where he's walking down the street. By no stretch of the imagination is he making 3 miles an hour. But he's walking down a street and he says something about his movie, The Long Walk is out. Go watch it. And man, he sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, he's getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading the story.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like they're redoing The Running Man the right way.
Yes. Or more so the right way, anyway.
Oh no, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one was entertaining, but it was just completely wrong.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they're not 100% accurate to the book or like the story, but
Yeah,
they're pretty close. I mean, they still have to change a few things for Hollywood, but
yeah. Well,
in general, they're you know, it looks like they're right there.
I get the feeling that they're going to end the movie the way the book ended, which would be really cool because nobody wins. Nobody wins.
Now, it's been a long time since I read the Long Walk, and I think it's a slight change from the book, but not a whole lot, but a slight change.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the way the book ended,
No spoilers.
the way the book ended, I'm pretty sure that's the way they're going to end the. They would end the movie
For the
because
Long Walk.
yeah, because
Okay.
when you've walked that far, your brain has shut off forever.
Yeah. I did like it though. A really good movie. Well done.
A lot of his movies are really well done. If he's involved, his stories are usually pretty well done.
It would be nice to see something like the Langoliers done it over again. Because
Yes.
it's a good story, but the CGI for the Langoliers were just terrible.
Well,
It does
and
not
then
stand up
there's
to the test of time.
oh, and then there's the Tommy Knockers. It would be nice to see that one redone well.
Yeah.
Of course, on the other hand, how do you do make a movie from a story and make it make any kind of sense at all when the author was coked out of his mind?
Yeah. Don says Richard Dawson liked him in Hogan's Heroes. Yeah.
Yep.
Also liked him on like all the game shows he did.
Oh yeah. He was the Captain Kirk of game shows. And by that I mean, have you ever seen Steve Harvey kiss any of the women?
No.
Richard Dawson kissed every single one of them right on the lips.
Yeah, but that was a different time back then though too.
It was.
But he was also great in like the Match Game and stuff like that too. I always used to like those old match game episodes.
Well, did he do Match Game?
Yeah, well, no, he wasn't the host back then. He was one of the celebrity guests.
Right, because I forget his name, but the host of Match Game, I have heard, and if you go back and watch some of them, it makes sense. He was drunk out of his mind on every show.
They all were because they filmed the entire week's episode in one day.
Yeah.
And then in between episodes, they would go back, change their clothes, have a bite to eat, have some drinks. Hey, there we go. Gene Rayburn. Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
So you could watch them throughout the episodes of a week, and you could see they're getting progressively drunker. Like everybody
Dora was so dumb. How dumb was she?
Yeah.
I know that they tried doing Match Game again a couple of years ago. It was worse. It was worse.
With what's it, Baldwin?
Yes. Well, and the thing is, they didn't hide it at all. Everybody had a highball or a glass of wine or something.
Yeah.
It's just
Howard says I should bring back the Newlyweds. Some of those
no.
answers on the Newlyweds were funny.
Yeah, but how many of those new marriages ended up in divorce 3 weeks later because of that show?
Yeah. Where's the strangest place you've made love? And one girl's like, in the butt. but at first she's like, I don't think I can say. And then finally she's like, in the butt. Like, that's not what we're asking. We're like the other two girls got it, like, in the laundry room or in the kitchen or that type of thing. He's like,
Those
in the
aren't
butt.
strange. Those are not strange.
And then the one couple was, the one question was like, is your husband more urban or rural? One girl's like, I don't know what that means. But they don't tell her. Like, they just say, well, you have to give an answer. And
Yep.
then the husband, when he comes on, he actually gets it right, but he also didn't know what it meant.
Sorry, muted for a minute there.
Yep, no worries. Actually, one movie now I'm gonna have to watch now that he passed away. I'm gonna have to watch The Sting again.
Awesome movie.
Yep.
And Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, I prefer The Sting though. It's my favorite one of his.
Oh yeah. One of my favorites from him was The Last Castle.
Yes, that was a good one. Sneakers was a fun movie.
Yep. He had a long career.
He did.
And what was it? All the President's Men.
Yeah.
Which I think that was when he got his Academy Award.
I'm trying to remember if that was it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Raindrops keep falling. I'm sorry. Just picturing the scene from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Don says 3 Days of the Condor was a really good one. Was that? I'm trying to remember if I've seen that. Is that a World War II movie? I can't remember. Or was it a war movie?
Jody said, do you think he drove a red Ford? He better have.
Yes, you got it. Yeah. Director of Ordinary People.
Yep.
He got an Oscar for or whatever. It was a spy movie. Okay. I'm trying to remember. I may have seen it like years ago and it's not clicking. If I were to watch some clips from it or something, I might be able to tell you.
And it's like spy movie. It made me think of the one where Tom Cruise is in there and they're trying to blow up Hitler.
Yes.
Isn't it Valkyrie or something like that?
Yeah, Valkyrie. Yeah, where he's that. Like, he gets wounded at the very beginning of the movie as in the African deserts, and he's got like a eye patch and. Yeah.
Yep. I wonder how historically accurate that one is. Because I know they actually tried to blow up Hitler.
Yeah, and the table saved his life. It was too thick.
That's another one that would be good fun to watch. Howard says he still wants to watch It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Yeah.
think there were 5 Mads in that. To me, it's all one of the best scenes has always been when they're all driving like maniacs trying to find or when they finally figure out where the big W is.
Yeah.
And they all, they're all driving and they all turn around and each one of them hits this little red VW bus until when they've all hit it and they've all gone the other way, the VW bus falls over because it's been smashed in that badly. That was the first car I ever drove, was a VW bus.
Yeah.
I didn't really drive it. I was 5. Dad was operating everything. I sat in his lap.
No, then for me, the first thing I remember operating then was a combine.
Look at you go. Yeah, it was kind of cool. That bus. No seat belts. But if I remember right, Dad was pulling out of a convenience store, Cook's convenience store, as a matter of fact. Actually, it was just Cook's store. The word convenience had not been invented yet for those stores. But it was a corner store. Dad was pulling out of there, and some woman that was like with a Cadillac or something like that, a car that was made of metal instead of paper towels, hit the VW and totaled it. Didn't quite fall over like the one in the movie. Howard said, yes, a combine, but to drive on my own was a 424 International tractor. At one time, when Dad, I don't remember if, no, I think it was the one that they had bought. Mom and Dad bought a Ford Fiesta. It was a stick shift, and I was learning to drive stick. And every time that I would let the clutch out a little bit, step on the gas a little bit, and the car would go and die. I finally figured out what I was doing wrong when I actually got the car to move. Do you know how hard it is to get any car to move when you let the clutch out in third?
Oh, that's that's really hard.
I managed to do it. I got it going down the road.
Used to be a driver instructor in the military, and for driving courses, and my specialty was teaching these young guys how to drive stick. And I could just show them, like, okay, realistically, put the vehicle, put the clutch in, put the vehicle in first, like we're on level ground. Put the vehicle in first, take your foot off the brake, and slowly let the clutch out. And you'll see you don't need to give it gas. It will start going on its own. But no, they always want to just rev the piss out of it and then pop the clutch.
Yep.
And the thing stalls. It's like, no.
Well, that was my first experience driving a clutch. By the time I reached my 30s, there was a hill that the way to the Spangdahlem base was probably about an 8% incline with a stop sign at the top.
Nice.
what was funny was people would be behind me because it was a very busy intersection. I was heading into the base, and people would be behind me and would not know how the hell I was doing what I was doing because they wouldn't see brake lights and I wouldn't be moving.
Yep.
I got to where I could sit with my clutch out just enough not to kill the car, but not to move.
Yep.
I love my Datsun B210 stick shift. I also drove like a maniac. A friend of mine. Oh, did. Nope, it didn't broke. It did broke. It's broke, damn it.
Did they give you spares?
Oh yeah, I got plenty. I will just switch to where's the other one? There's the other one. But Dennis was driving a Polonz, which is a Polish-made Fiat. Actually, this is not heavy enough grit. And he was used to driving a stick shift, or not a stick shift, but a what was it he told me? I think it was like an LTD that he had with an automatic. He just had no clue how to drive a stick. And so he bought his Polonz and he drove it and all this, drove it and just said it had no guts whatsoever. And I said, okay, tell you what, let's go for a drive. And and he drove and I was watching and I watched when he shifted and everything else. And I'm sitting and I'm like, no, when we got to where we were going, I said, okay, here's your problem. Here's the exact problem that you have. You are shifting way too early. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, mind if I drive your car? He's like, yeah. So we switched places because he had to be shifting like around 2.5 to 3,000 RPM. Just not going to get there at all.
Yeah. Right.
It was funny because I got in the driver's side, took over, and went through. I mean, especially when he went through a hairpin, he never downshifted below third, and it was going going up the hill. I took over, and when we got back to the base, he looked at me and he said, "What did you do to my car?" I said, "I drove it." All I did was drive it. And I said, that's that's the thing is you need to be shifting at about 5 to 7,000, not at 2 to 3. Of course,
Jeff's here.
Huh?
Jeff's here.
Hey, Jeff. Welcome.
Howard says, just remember, if you have a stick, it's an anti-theft device now. Not as much as you'd think. It somewhat is, but there's still enough thieves out there who can surprise you and drive a stick.
Yes. Don said you scratched my anchor.
And where he said that made me think it was from a movie.
Yeah.
Is it from It's a Mad, 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 Mad World?
Could be. And Alex is like, Howard, your gift is torturing me by sitting next to my desk, still in this packaging. Both of them, can it be tomorrow night's stream yet so I can react to them when you're watching? No, it can't. See, Alec, you're still young. Eventually, you're going to figure out just to savor the moment. I have gotten things from Howard. I've gotten things from other people that, it doesn't matter. It can sit there a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Whenever they happen to be around is when I will open it.
Jeff he says I'm thinking of changing my name.
Joe Bob? Frank? Bill?
We still need a Frank.
We do. Well, no, that's right, because he used to be Frank. Now he's Jar Jar.
Yeah.
It's more appropriate.
Okay. Caddyshack. Rodney's boat anchor through the judge's boat.
Oh, yes. And then his putter. His putter was insane. You remember his putter?
I'm trying to. No, I don't.
It was this big monstrosity that put out this laser grid that it swang. He sat it on the ground and the little putter swang at the bottom, hit the ball, and this laser grid just shrank around the hole. And no matter what he did, the ball went into the hole.
I'm gonna have to watch that again. It's been years. Jeff says, the last N-gauge man.
Is he truly the last?
Is he just going to change it to Jeff's Train World?
No, Engage. If you change your name to Engage, people will think you're Picard. Oh, Billy.
It's just a chocolate bar.
That is the best scene of any movie.
It takes a bite.
Well, especially when they first come across it, the Jaws music is playing.
Yeah.
Dun. Wow. Alex says, I thought I was Frank. And then he goes, I thought I was Frank, Ian Jr., apparently alien, poltergeist, robot, Bob, according to Dawn, zombie now, red shirt. He admits to all that.
Whatever, Jar Jar.
Yep. Or depending on what's going on, sometimes he can be Zazu. It's the morning report. You've seen that, haven't you?
I don't think I have.
When he'll say, I'm at work, and when he'll say something that's obvious, like he's at work or whatever, I will sometimes go, I've had enough of this. And so I will post a picture of Zazu coming up to Mufasa saying, it's the morning report.
Okay. It's actually one Disney movie I've never seen is The Lion King.
Oh, you've never seen it?
Nope.
That is actually my wife's favorite movie of all time. And I still remember
taking a date to The Little Mermaid.
I still remember that when we saw that, I want to say it was Nicholas, but I don't think it's that old. I think it was Dominic. Dominic was in a car seat. And we were sitting back in the back room. In the military theaters have a room for crying babies that you get them. All the sound is piped in. It's not as high a quality, and it's got a window so you can see the screen.
Yeah.
So you don't miss the movie. But I remember having to go in there initially when the movie started. I think it was Nicholas. Stopped crying and actually paid attention to the movie. Let me see. I've got to look to the Google. I almost put in Lion Fing instead of King. The Lion Fing, 1994. Okay, it was Dominic.
Now I want to watch the. Now that you mentioned Jaws, the Jaws music in the Hershey, or it wasn't a Hershey bar, whatever kind of chocolate bar it was. Now I want to watch
Baby Ruth.
There we go. Now I want to watch The Last Shark. The movie The Last Shark. Terrible Italian ripoff of Jaws, but the version I want to see is the one from Riff Tracks, who are the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I have never
they're making
even
fun
heard
of
of
it the
that.
whole time. You've never heard of Mystery Science Theater 3000 or The Last Shark?
No, The Last Shark.
Ah, yeah.
Any red-blooded boy, doesn't have to be American, any nationality, knows about Mystery Science Theater 3000 if they know about Elvira.
Yeah.
And most red-blooded American boys know all about Elvira.
Yeah. The Last Shark is just like one of those Italian movies. It's a ripoff of Jaws. It supposedly takes place in the States, and this whole thing it's going to be not like Amityville's like summer vacation time. It's taking place during a windsurfing regatta.
Ah. So a ripoff of Jaws, so it's like Jaws 4.
Yeah, kind of. No, not that bad.
They should, to be honest, after the first one, they should have left it there.
Yeah. Hey, at least they had Brody come back for the second one.
Yeah.
Keith Brody.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, transatlantic power cable or any cable that's enough to fry a shark is going to fry whoever's holding it too.
Yeah. So like Jaws 4, the growling shark.
Yeah.
When Jaws growls.
Yeah. Sharknado.
Sharks don't growl. Oh, yeah, missed the Riff Tracks people have done the Sharknado movies as well.
Alex says, I can't remember. Howard said the lion thing. Alex says, I can't remember what it's called, but wasn't there a movie where they mixed human and shark DNA to fight cancer or something, and accidentally gives the sharks human quality intelligence? And the shark, the first person, maybe the second person that the shark eats is Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, the movie is Deep Blue Sea.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I love it. I can't even remember exactly what he's saying, but he's saying something about the shark can't be doing this, blah 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 blah, and the shark comes out of
team up and come up with a plan to survive, because he survived a helicopter crash on a mountain or something like that, and you know.
Well, and that's the thing, is that sharks don't need human intelligence to survive. Sharks have outlived the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I've not seen that movie, Buck. Am I in trouble? No, Howard, you're not in trouble because you've seen a movie or two.
Yeah. No, Deep Blue Sea was a good. I'm trying to think who else was in it. LL Cool J was in it.
Yep. Deep Blue Sea was a good popcorn movie.
Yeah. What's his name there? Was the main character.
I don't know why, but Michael Dudikoff just popped into my head, but that wasn't him.
But it wasn't. It was the guy who played the Punisher in like the first, well, technically the second Punisher movie. Because the first one was Dolph Lundgren in the 90s Punisher movie. I'm going to have to look on IMDb.
You are who?
Thomas Jane. That's it. Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane, Saffron Burrows, Samuel L. Jackson, Jacqueline McKenzie. Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård is the first one to die. And you probably remember him from the Marvel movies, mostly the Thor movies, but yeah. LL
Thor?
Cool J.
Are you Thor? You need a Band-Aid? You're Thor?
Same guy from The Expanse. There you go.
What's funny is if I remember right, I want to say, I don't remember if it was his first, but it was one of his first movies for Samuel L. Jackson was Jurassic Park.
Let's see here. Let's see what his filmography says. As an actor, Jurassic Park. No, he was in, before that, he was in Menace to Society 2, Amos and Andy, Loaded Weapon 1, American Experience, I'll Fly Away. I'm going backwards down through the movies. Okay. He was in Patriot Games.
That was a good movie. I think it's one of the, when he started getting more mainstream recognition.
He was in Goodfellas. The Exorcist 3. Too. He was in Mo Better Blues. Do the Right Thing from 1989.
Jody says check his first credited role.
As I'm scrolling back to, there we go. Together for Days, 1972.
Wow.
He played Stan.
Stan the Man?
Just Stan. And then 1974, Moving On. It was in a TV show. He played a state trooper for one episode. He was in The Exterminator. The Terminator? No, The Exterminator. As just an extra.
He was in The Ex-Terminator.
Yep.
That's the Terminator's girlfriend who got, I don't know, booted, got kicked to the curb.
I've actually seen The Exterminator. I'm trying to remember, though.
Oh, look at that. There are 4 left
Lights?
over.
Oh.
Those 2. Okay, muting for a second. Silent movie.
Howard says Samuel L. Jackson was in a lot of movies with small parts. Did you know how many mainstream actors played stormtroopers? Yeah, a fair amount after, like, in the newer Star Wars movies and stuff. Like even Daniel Craig had lines.
Well, yeah, because he was repeating what he was told
by Daisy Ridley, she's actually pretty good looking. I'm not going to complain. Way too young for me, but still good looking.
Yeah. Just looking on. So now I'm going to make Alec wish it was midnight. Because the Constitution video is uploaded. That's what I should do. Ken, should I postpone that till noon?
Well, he'll be sleeping then, though.
Yeah, there is that.
Because that'll be like, what, 8 o'clock? No, 10 o'clock his time. So he's probably going to be sleeping then.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, he'll be up for the next 6 or 7 hours.
So he won't be the first one to watch it.
No.
Yeah, so.
That wheel is kind of done.
Now it just needs to dry.
Well, it's not no glue. It's in here loosely. When it comes time to glue it, I'm going to put glue on the inside, position each of the spokes, and I've also got to I've got to make marks around the outside edge.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Thank you. But I got to make marks around the outside edge where these are supposed to line up. Probably won't do that. Just the X is the top side. But when I glue it, I will probably glue everything to the hub first. And then after that dries, I'll put glue on the outside edge, outside of each of the spokes, and slide it on there. Doesn't drop till 1 a.m. Should drop at 1. Should drop at midnight. Or are you on the Eastern time, Howard? That's why it doesn't drop till 1 a.m.
Come on, Ken. You're younger than me. My girlfriend is only 28. You're good to date Ridley. Yeah, I'm only, something like 10, 11 months younger than you. Isn't it? Something like that. And how old is Daisy Ridley?
Howard is saying, come on, Buck, torture me like that. Actually, Alex said, common, Buck. Tape the rim down to keep it from moving. Good idea. For right now, I'm just going to let it sit. And then Friday, I'll probably work on the other one.
She'd be 23.
Who?
Daisy Ridley, I think she's 23. Does that sound right?
Got to be older than that.
No, 33. Sorry, 33.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, she's got to be older than that because episode 1 was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. She wasn't in episode 1.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying. Episode 6? No. I don't know. They
Episode
made them
7.
in complete. Yeah. Well, they made them in completely the wrong order. And then, well, truthfully, they made Star Wars, did not expect it to blow up. And then by 1980, 81, he had decided he was going to make a trilogy of trilogies, and it wasn't supposed to take almost 50 years.
No.
But the fact that they got lazy on 7, 8, and 9 by going back and at 7 being a rehash of the original Star Wars was kind of like, that was a letdown. you know. But I am going to call it. Let me go and pull that back off. We got this done. This is done. I will come back next week. And since this is now pretty solid, need to do a little bit of tweaking there. It's not completely straight. But I'll do something along the lines of gluing a piece on here. Yeah, it is straight actually. But I'll glue a piece on there, cut it out, then, you know, get it straight. And then we'll be able to attach the rest of these pieces. If you watch Harry Potter, it's the same as Star Wars, only fought with a wand. Yeah.
And everybody's a Jedi in that, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, except for the Muggles. And even Muggles can sometimes do magic. But appreciate everybody stopping by. Really happy with how this is coming along. This side is a little bit high. I'm going to have to bend that a little bit. Either this side's high or this side's low. We're gonna be bending some metal eventually. But yeah, everybody, thank you for stopping by. Let me find the description. There it is. So tomorrow we will have Woody Wednesday starting at 7 Eastern, followed by Aligning the Stars. Jordan will be doing his stream. Not sure what it's going to be yet.
I think he wants to do the DS9.
Cool. That would be very awesome. But that's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have the HTM live stream. Saturday, Canadian Starships at 9 p.m., usually followed by Jody at 11, and these are all Eastern time. And then Sunday, we have 4 p.m. Eastern for the Sunday stream, Sunday Fun Day. Monday, Don will be doing his, I still have it on here as Don's modeling, or as Mini Monday. I got to change that to the Orville, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Casey's Model Mayhem, which is changing to Bricks and Chicks. No, wait. Bricks and Spruce will start 7 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday, which brings us back to Buckman's Model Mania, me, at 9 p.m. on Eastern. So a full week of entertainment, modeling entertainment every week. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content, or for that matter, anybody on HTM posts new content. Got anything you want to say before we get out of here, Ken?
Hydronomadic.
Hydronomadic. Okay. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and we'll see you next time.